this image on your what does this image on your screen denote? Any recalls, anything that you think of this image? I would love to hear you share. Anything that you describe the image. What do you see through the image? What do you feel through this image? What's going on inside of you?
On the left-hand side, it's a beach, sir. It's a resort type beach in
Yeah,
a abroad country. And
right.
right-hand side, after celebrating some kind of spiritual pujas, they are into dipping into the water and coming out, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for describing that, Suresh. What do you feel? What's the emotion that you are experiencing when you see this? Is it very beautiful?
It is very beautiful, sir. But
Hmm.
the beach is very calm and you can take a bath there. We'll be enjoying a lot, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Tarini, thank you for sharing. Left side image is empty, whereas right side is filled with people. Even when we see the people on the face of the people, you can see some kind of you know some kind of expressions on the face of these people, right? They cannot be measured, but there are some expressions. Could be expression of joy, could be expression of sadness, could be anything. But for all of you, let me tell you that this is a place called Okinawa in the world. We have a guest who mentioned that he or she is studying Japanese, and they should be aware of this Okinawa. And this Okinawa is one of the blue zones of the world. There are only five blue zones in the whole world. The first one is Okinawa. It's obviously in Japan, and this blue zone means it is a geographical region where people live the longest. And when I say people live the longest, they don't live with disease, they don't live with illness, they don't live with grief, they don't live with sadness, they don't live a confused life. They live a very, very, very sustained and beautiful life. They have fewer chronic illnesses, they have lesser free radicals in the blood. This is all scientific evidence that people have studied for ages and ages, and they have come out with this. And finally, the rate of dementia is significantly lower than the global average. One of the worst conditions that we should be concerned about when we get older is dementia. Dementia is losing one's own memory, right? So none of this is a characterization in the blue zone, right? And then there were so many people who researched, okay, what is making the blue zone such a beautiful uh, you know, place to live. Why are people here one of the happiest? Why are people here living longer, and that too without any disease? Why are people here smiling all the time? And that is when people discovered, or rather we should say the researchers discovered, that they are all doing something which is their ikigai. They are all doing something which is their ikigai. How many of you want to know what ikigai means? How many of you want to know what's the secret of these blue zones? And probably try and see if we can be, you know, may not be in the blue zones, but at least something closer to, you know.
Uh,
I see a few people. Yes, yes, Jagan.
I have heard of this, but it kept changing for me frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So probably I'll explore more today.
Fantastic. Absolutely. You can, everyone wants to know what what is discovery Italy. And that's what this blue zones is all about because people there were living their Ikigai. Their life was worthwhile, right? And then this question comes, okay, what is Ikigai? It is a Japanese concept, meaning a reason for being. It is a Japanese concept, ladies and gentlemen, meaning a reason for being. How beautiful it is. I want you to relish it. I want you to take this in, a reason to be. Why am I existing? That is what Ikigai is all about. Right? And it contains two words. Iki means life, and Gai describes value or worth. And when both combine together, it says, it doesn't say make your life valuable. It says value your life to make it worthy. That is what Ikigai is all about. It is a unique, world where an individual just feels relaxed all the time, just feels at ease. I mean, I don't say that it means that people will not get angry. That is not what it means. But I think all of you are able to understand what I'm trying to convey here. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else. You don't have to pretend to do something that you don't want to do because you are paid to do it. You don't pretend anything. You are you. When are we at mental ease? When we truly are whoever we are. That is when we display our originality is when we are at our mental ease, right? And that is what Ikigai exactly reflects. It reflects our true being. It reflects what I am, that of an individual, and what expressions that I have of my life. Different dictionaries talk about Ikigai different, but let's look at a very simple and a pragmatic definition of understanding of Ikigai. This means something to live for as well as the joy and goal of living. It is not only something to live for, but it is also the joy and goal of living. Right? And this also means life worth living as well as happiness and benefit of being alive. People only think the other way, right? Is life worth living? But Ikigai helps us understand that it is not life that is worth living, it is we who should make life worth living, who should make the most of happiness, who should make the most of being alive. That's what Ikigai's most pragmatic definition. The joy and goal of living. Jagan, your answer is right here. Ikigai is evolutionary.
Yes, Akash.
It's natural that your purpose will evolve over time.
Okay, I got the answer. Thank you.
Yes. It What Ikigai talks about is the more you discover about yourself, the more you discover about your true inner self, the more life will be discovered. And that's why they say Ikigai is evolution, that it will evolve over time. 10 years ago, what's your Ikigai may not be the same Ikigai 10 years later. And then this is the model of Ikigai. How many of you have seen this earlier? Anyone who have seen this earlier? Somewhere, anywhere? Anybody who has seen this chart earlier? Okay.
Akash,
We have, yes.
yeah, I have seen this. I was also worked on this. That's why I
Mhm.
raised that question earlier. Thanks
Hmm.
for sharing this again.
Yes. I'm glad about that, Jagan, that you have seen this. And I'm also glad to the rest others who haven't seen, because you are discovering it today. And I'm very glad that I and, Jagan and the Stay Active movement is in a position to bring it to you. So the model of Ikigai is an intersection of four very, very, very key elements. Friends, this is the most important part of the discussion that we're going to have today. So please be very, very careful when you're listening. Ikigai is the intersection of four very important aspects of life. One, what do you love? Second, what are you good at? It's right here. Third, this is first. This is second. What are you good at? This is third. What the world needs. And this is fourth. What you can be paid for. Once we are able to understand all of these and discover ourselves, there is an intersection. And that intersection is what is called as the Ikigai. I'm going to take a few more minutes to explain this to you. Please hang on with me. So, we've heard this. Jagan, please help me here. We've heard this many times, right? Hey, if you want to do what you like to do, you will not be paid, right? How many times have we heard this? Many, many times, predominantly from a lot of people out there. People say, yeah, you have to become a doctor, you have to become an engineer. Why? Because you can, you'll earn well. And maybe the world needs a lot of doctors and engineers. Maybe, we'll be paid well, but is it something that we are good at? And is it something that we love to do? No, it isn't. Then what happens is it becomes a vocation. And you see here, it becomes a vocation. Yeah, the world needs more doctors and we can be paid for it. So it is not the Ikigai, it is a vocation. Right? So when we talk about a vocation, what comes to mind? There is excitement, there is complacency, but there is always a sense of uncertainty. Oh my God, I don't like what I'm doing. How can should I do this for the rest of my life? people, become engineers because somebody wanted them to become engineers. And there is this example that I keep using. A lot of India has produced a lot of engineers. You know why? Because the father-in-law or the mother-in-law would only expect an engineer to marry their daughter. So poor guys didn't have another choice but to become engineers. And then there is the intersection of all the four which creates Ikigai. This is what the true self is. This is what, you know, serves the purpose of our existence. It doesn't only talk about what we can be paid for, it doesn't only talk about what the world needs, it also talks about what you love, and it also talks about what you are good at. Right? The combination of all of these four. See, you can see there is the what you are good at is one circle, what the world needs is another circle, what you can be paid for is the third circle, and what you love is the fourth circle. This is the intersection of all of the four, which is called as the Ikigai, which is called as life, and Gai, which is sense of purpose. How many are with me until this slide? How many of you have any questions until this slide? Any questions until this slide?
Prakash, how many questions can we ask?
Ah, I will only allow one question per person.
Okay.
In occasion is mainly livelihood.
Occasion is definitely livelihood. See, what you can be paid for is what earnings you can bring in. Vocation is how do I bring in those earnings? So there is demand in the world and what I can be paid for. So that's the vocation that we call it. Anyway, Jagan, what was your question? Or did you ask one?
What I was supposed to ask was, okay, you spoke about the vocation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it in layers? My first layer is love, good at, needs, and paid for. Then comes the second layer of passion, mission, vocation, and profession. And a combination of all these four only gives me Ikigai. Am I right?
So what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs are independent, right?
Yes.
When what you love and what you are good at intersect, it is passion.
Correct.
What is passion? Something that you are extraordinarily good at and something that you love to do. That's what is passion.
Yes.
Right? On the other side, if you see, there is mission. Okay, the world needs this, and I love doing it. That's mission.
Mm.
You look at Mother Teresa. It was her mission to serve the people, who had leprosy. It was at that point in time what the world needed and what she loved to do. That's the mission. Right?
Got it.
And then so on and so forth. What you are good at and what you can be paid for is profession, versus what you can be paid for and what the world needs is vocation. When
Okay.
all the four combine together and there is something common that we find, that is what is called as our Ikigai. That is what tells us, okay, this is why I am born. This is why I exist. And this is what I will do. We'll see a few more examples as we go forward, and probably that will also help us
Yeah.
unlock what questions we have. But apart from Jagan's question and Sureshji's question on vocation, anybody else has any other question until now?
Yes, Mr. Akash.
Yes, Kumareshanji, please tell me.
In that one pie, it is written as delight and fullness. It is the
Yes.
opposite side. It is mentioned as emptiness. So both are
Hmm.
contradictory. Fullness and emptiness.
Absolutely. Can I take a moment to explain to you? Can I take a moment to explain to you, Kumareshan sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, this is how it goes, right? See, this particular pie is a combination of, I think, what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, right? This is this pie all about. Correct, sir. You know, when I do something that I love, when I do something that I'm extremely good at, and the world needs me, right? There is a lot of delight, and then there is a lot of heartfelt gratitude. But what I will not have is wealth, because that extraordinary wealth, what you can be paid for, will not be there. That is why they have mentioned as no wealth. Whereas, coming to the other side, you don't have, I mean, you have what you can be paid for, you can what you are good at, and what the world needs. You don't have what you love here, right? And when you don't do what you love, there will be a sense of emptiness. There will be a sense of, okay, is this all that I should be doing for the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years? I feel so empty right now. Was I able to answer your question, Kumaresh?
Yes, I need further clarification.
Please. The whole session is only with these 2, 3 diagrams, so I'm absolutely happy to answer you more. I will give you one real life example, if that's okay with you. You mentioned you are in the learning and development space.
Yes.
So pragmatically speaking, teaching is one of the teachers are also in the learning and development space, right? When we look at teachers who work with schools and colleges in the formative years of the child, they are really good at what they do. They may love what they are doing, and a lot of teachers are necessary, yes, but a lot of times there is no wealth for the teachers. We know the teachers are grossly underserved for the kind of work that they do. Particularly, I'm talking about private uh, school teachers. So, though they are doing what they love, and though they are doing what the world needs, there is a lot of satisfaction working with students, knowing that, okay, if I work today with these 50 students, they will make the world better in the future. But ultimately, right now, I don't have a great amount of wealth coming from uh, this particular commercial activity. So then that doesn't become my Ikigai. Whereas, let's look at the other three. What the world needs. So let me take an example. Does the world need a lot of nurses? Yes, the world needs a lot of nurses. Are the nurses paid for very well? Yes, the nurses are paid for very well. Particularly, I mean, not in India, of course, but when you choose to go abroad. And is somebody good at, if that person is very good at taking care of somebody else, you know this particular cycle is fulfilled, this particular cycle. So there is a lot of comfort, but there will be feeling of emptiness. You know why? Because they didn't want to leave their home at the first place. So it's no longer what they love doing. They have gone there to another country to create wealth. So that longingness that, okay, I should, I should come back to my home country, or I should be back to my family, I miss them, all of them, you know creates a feeling of emptiness. And that is again not their ikigai. That again is not their ikigai. I hope to some extent I was able to answer, but we will again continue to get a lot more clarity as we move forward. Anybody else who has any further question until this slide?
Yeah. Another example is supposing, say, I am a professional footballer.
Uh-huh.
I love what I am doing. I get paid
Okay.
for it. I am good at it. But the
Very
world
good.
does not need it.
You can be paid for what
Yeah,
you love and what you're good at.
I am good at it. But the world does not need it.
But
So
there is
again,
a
I get hit in the fourth parameter.
whether the world needs it or not. So when there are these three that come together,
Yeah.
then there is excitement and complacency, but there is a sense of uncertainty. Okay, today football is going good. What about 10 years later? What about 20 years later? Right? That's
Yeah.
that's what will happen. So there will be that sense of uncertainty. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
this example, Mr. Vasu. Thank you for sharing. Good, great. If there are no further questions until the slide, let's just move forward and discover more about this beautiful concept of ikigai. Now, this is one of my most favorite quotes, and it goes like this: there are two most important days in your life, right? The first day is the day when we are all born. That's one of the most important days, of course, for each one out there. And then the second day, is not the day of our death. It is actually the day when we find out why we are born, right? And that's what ikigai, to a great extent, also means. It's to find out our why. So my question to you, maybe you can think and you can tell me: was there an ikigai in your life? An ikigai is a combination of the four. What Do what you love. Are you being paid for it? Paid meaning not paid a salary, paid well. That is what ikigai is all about. Paid reasonably well. Paid well to live, you know, great life. Are you good at what you're doing? And the fourth thing is, does the world need what you do? Was there an ikigai in your life? That's the question. And happy to take questions here. Okay, what you feel is, was there an ikigai? Was there not an ikigai? How do you go about it? Should Okay, I was doing this. Is this an ikigai? Is also a question that you could ask. Jagan, you mentioned about your ikigai changing.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so
Yes.
mind sharing a little more on this question? Was there an ikigai in your life?
Yes, Akash. See, right from college, then again, my career as a startup, a lot of these objectives have been shifting the profession also. But somewhere down the line, the two things I always kept in mind was, one was the uh, what payment you get, right? Like what is the they call the
Money, money.
world willing to pay you.
Ah,
So that has been my one thing which is constant. Of course, that was being answered, but my passion was always changing. What you love and what you're good at, that was changing often.
mm.
So these two, the passion was the most important factor. Like being an entrepreneur, I had all the privilege of changing things based on my passion.
Thank you, Jagan, for giving me a way to blackmail you. What you love keeps changing. You said I will definitely, show this to uh, Mayur auntie.
Sure.
So, so what have you felt?
What I felt is, say, somewhere down the line, that question of what you can be paid for was left unanswered, but
Mm.
it was happening. Then the challenge was only on the passion, what I'm good at and what do you love to do. Those two questions is always something which kept me on the toe. Even now, I'm doing some research,
Mm.
so I don't know what is going to change in
So
future.
you are good at research.
Yes.
Good, nice. See, I believe this as the whole concept of Ikigai goes itself, that this is evolutionary. We keep discovering more as we keep studying Ikigai more, right? So that you have got introduced to this concept. If you start studying this concept more, you will discover your Ikigai in the time to come.
Hmm.
See, this is
And that's,
Vasant. Yeah,
yes, please go
yeah, this
on.
is Vasant here. I think the experience would change if you could differentiate between a hobby and your vocation.
Absolutely.
Because hobby is one which you like doing,
Mm.
whereas if you want a good payment, you have to practice some vocation which you might not like,
Yes. Which you might not like is what the world has told
or
you
rather
to
might not love. Okay, not like,
love.
might not love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might not love. Yes. Yes. And ultimately, that's what is the discovery all about. We are a product of, I call it Penam, PENAM, right? PENAM. We are heavily influenced by Penam. Penam means P stands for parents, E stands for our environment, N stands for our nation, A stands for uh, A, A stands for something. I'll come back to it. And M stands for media, right? So, what is good at? What should be my vocation? All of this is influenced, using this concept called penam. What we have been taught all this while. So ikigai also means letting go of these attributes, letting go of what we have always been conditioned, and rediscovering ourselves from the ground up. Let's see some examples, and maybe we will be able to relate to it and
Uh,
see.
yeah, I think A is for association.
Associations, exactly. Thank you, absolutely. A is for associations, right? What kind of people do I associate with? What kind of organizations I associate with? What kind of uh, concepts am I fond of? All of those associations. Absolutely. So I'm I'm showing you one example, yeah? And this is not my example. This is an example of a mental health professional. In fact, you know, his foundation runs the largest mental health systems in the United States of America. Right. So if you look at his ikigai, how he has come out, what I love is to help people, right? And what the world needs, we all will agree that the world currently needs a lot of mental health support, right? And what I'm good at analyzing and understanding people. And what I can be paid for is mental health assistance and selling mental health services, right? So when all of this four come together, it's that ikigai. Will it always be that way? No, it won't always be that way, and that's why it is called as evolutionary. You know, the study to understand and keep that space and remain in the ikigai is the secret of a great life. Is the secret of discovering ourselves. You can see what is the passion. You know, imagine this person, right, is helping people by doing free mental health clinics, right? That becomes a passion. Unfortunately, though he may love what he's doing and he is very good at understanding people, he would not make any money, right? So it's not, it won't be the ikigai. Now you look here, the world needs mental health support and helping people and what he's good at, all of that is there. But let's say he helps only one person a day, right? Is it sufficient? Is that enough of what the world needs? The world needs a lot more assistance, whereas what we are doing is very, very, very minuscule. So when we expand that on a larger scale, that becomes the mission, and thereby your profession and the vocation. Does this idea, I mean, does this diagram give a little more context to what we are speaking? Please, you can talk to me by unmuting or talk to me via chat. The question was, does this image, what you are able to see, gives a little more context of what we are trying to speak here? What do you think, Suresh? Is this giving a little more context?
Yes, sir. I can understand a little, and it's a very deep subject. I think it can't be explained in one session. I think, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. People, Ikigai as a concept came after 24 years of research of many people, not of one person, of many people. 24 years of research came, then this concept of Ikigai came out. So, expecting that I will be able to do justice in like 45 minutes is definitely not a great idea. But yeah, the point was to introduce Ikigai to you, right? The point was to arouse that curiosity about Ikigai. Now your reticular activating system would have got activated, and we will now start thinking about Ikigai a little more in detail. How about our mental health and how can we heal others too? So here, the question was about this person's um, mental health being this person's area of interest, of passion, of love, and so on and so forth, right? You look at a great batsman, yeah, Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah, what the world needs. The world needs a sport which can keep the country together. What I love to do, I love to play cricket. What I'm good at, Sachin Tendulkar is a extraordinary batsman, and what I can be paid for. He played so many matches for India, and that is where he remained in his Ikigai. And Jagan, even Sachin Tendulkar at a point left cricket.
Yes.
Yeah, so when he felt that it no longer serves my Ikigai, he moved on. And then since then he's been doing many other great things, or his Ikigai has moved forward. Right? Let's let's see if you know if I can all leave you with some questions to help you find your Ikigai. Would this be interesting? Would you want about three, four questions in each area so that you can answer them and discover your own Ikigai? What do you think? Would this be desirable, Jagan? Or would you appreciate these questions?
Yeah, something to make us think. I'm ready with the pen
Absolutely.
and paper.
Yes. So when you want to identify what you love to do, these are the questions that we should ask ourselves. These are the questions that we should ask ourselves. What do you love to do? Sorry, that's a repetition. What do you love to do when you were a child? See, you will, when we grow up, Penam acts. We are told, hey, you should go for a job, you should do this, you should do that. Only then, you can be rich, you can have this, you can have that, so many things. But our real thing is, our real love, our real happiness, our real affection is when we were as children. What were you loving to do as a child? When you do not work, what do you do a lot? That is also another way of discovering what you love to do. In your life, what is on hold, which means what is something that you are not doing, that you have postponed because it doesn't give you income, or probably it doesn't give you vocation. If you could try any work for a week, what would it be? What gives you a lot of energy? Some people, the minute you tell them something, their face lights up, and they become full of energy. And what was your last moment of true joy? These are all some leading questions which would take you to what you love to do. So I will share my what I love to do here, and it's not required that we have only one. Friends, we can have many what I love. So one of the very important things that I love to do is I love to develop a team. We have always been instrumental, whether I was in my school or whether I was in my college, or right now, since the last 16 years at the company that I run. I've always been instrumental in building a team. So that's something that I love to do. I love to really get, help people explore their potential. The second thing that I love to do is to interact with people. It's very natural for me. I love to interact with people. The third thing that I love to do is travel. And travel and interacting with people, are together. Because when I travel, I don't just travel, but I explore the local culture. I've been to 12% of the world, and I just don't go as a tourist, but I go there as a local. Right. So this is about my what I love. Then, what are you good at? What comes really easy to you? What do people praise you for doing? What skills have you picked up in your lifetime? What makes you feel powerful or in control? So for me, it has always been leadership and speaking. It could be speaking in private, it could be speaking in public. but I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at interaction. So you see, I like interacting with people, and I'm good at public speaking. Yeah, are you able to see? I'm very good in communicating with people. Sorry, public speaking may be what I'm paid for. Let's say I'm very good at communicating. The third, what is needed by the world? So, what problems are you helping solve? What are the ways you can contribute? What can you do to make things better? These are the leading questions about what the world needs. Does the world need fresh ideas? Yes. Does the world need a lot of positivity and hope? Yes. Does the world need a lot of encouragement? Yes. Does the senior citizens world need a lot of support? Yes. So this is all what the world needs. So again, coming back to me, I love to travel. I love interacting with people. What I'm good at is, I love to communicate. I have a very good leadership skills. That is what I'm good at. If you look at this side, what the world needs a lot of encouragement. The world needs a lot of hope. The world needs a lot of good leaders, right? And now comes about what you get paid for.
Akash, just before we move into this last one, we have few youngsters here. Mritu is here, Aishwarya is here, Tarni is here. Probably let's ask them what their passion is.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mritu, Aishwarya, Tarni. Akash, can you go back few slides?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. No, next one. The question part.
What do you love to do?
It's very good. We're having a lot of youngsters, no? Good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have some people. I love to draw. Tarini says I love to draw. Yes, excellent.
Aishwarya, Mritu.
Who else loves what? Not literally just the youngsters. Even the elders who feel like youngsters can also answer. Talk to people. I love to spend time with my family and friends. Very good. Yes. Suresh ji says he loves to motivate people. Very good. So as we try and answer, and it need not be one single answer, right? Like how I told all of you guys, we will have multiple answers. There is not one thing that I love to do. There are a few things that I love to do, and I would put all those 3 4 things onto my Ikigai chart.
What gives you a lot of energy for that? New ideas. That's what
Absolutely.
gives me a lot of energy.
Excellent. New ideas give you a lot of energy, right? So imagine, if you were in the advertising space,
Hmm.
Jagan, it's all
Yes.
about new ideas every day, right? How
Hmm.
and I think event management in a way is a way to accomplish that.
Yes.
See, you've always been in that place. Excellent. Just moving on to the next question. What are you good at? Now, this is where we talk about mastery. And this is not only something that I love, but even love is all about heart. what are you good at is all about our capability, our ability, our brain trying to work and make stuff for us. And what do people praise you for doing? What skills do you have you picked up in your lifetime? So on and so forth. Any questions? Any responses here? Happy to help. Yeah, organization, right? Jagan, that's something I know you are very good at.
Yes.
To organize something.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then we talk about what the world needs. I mingle very easily with all. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So you mingle very easily with all. If we have to translate into something that you are good at, can we say you are good in people handling? Or do you have good people, you know, good team skills? That is what it means by mingling with everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, there you go. So now you know something that you love and you know something that you are very good at.
Yes.
And it need not be just one item. We need to have a lot more items so that the ikigai, is more doable, is more appropriate. Excellent. And what do you get paid for is what happens. So see, Jagan, he does his trainings and coaching stuff. You see, every new training opportunity is a new idea for him to convey what he wants to the audience in a different way. Every senior citizen whom Jagan starts coaching is a new seed that he's going to sow for a better future, and he gets paid for that. And what kind of pay you get from whom? I knew, even today Jagan does event management, and that's thanks to his, advertising skills and his, uh, you know, management and organizing skills. He got paid for using his event management profession, right? So this is how we start discovering our ikigai. This is how we start knowing more about our own life, just not the life that people around us, that Penam has has showed us. Ikigai is discovering life by ourselves and figuring out these four things and trying to constantly strive to get into our ikigai. So, friends, we still have quite a few things, but in the interest of time, I'm going to, go to the conclusion slide. But before I talk about the conclusion, I'd love if there are questions, if there are, I know, I've always asked you questions in the middle, but if there are any specific questions before we close, and if all of you can take this as an exercise, and then maybe we can, what do you say, Jagan? We can have one more session only to the people who want to actually build their own ikigai, maybe a workshop or something like that. So if you consider multiple activities for the parameters, then I suppose ikigai will work out to all. Absolutely. Well said, Mr. Vasant. It just cannot be one. We love to do many things, but and we are good at many other things, and there is the world needs many other things, right? And ultimately the way we get paid are many other things. The intersection of all of this is what is ikigai. The intersection of all of this is what is ikigai. Very, very rightly said, Vasant. But before I conclude, any questions, dear friends? Are you ready to rediscover your ikigai or to discover your ikigai? Maybe for people like me and Jagan, it could be a rediscovery. But for a lot other people, it could just be a discovery, and there is no date by which it is too late to discover our ikigai. So Jagan, while you were away, I was just encouraging everybody to take the clues and answer or find out what they are very good at, what they are this, what they are that. Maybe can we circulate a poster where they can do this?
Yes, Akash, we can do that.
Yeah, all of you are a part of our SAM 4075 group, right? We can anybody who's not a part of the
Akash, few of
4075,
them are new today.
anybody who are not a group of 4075, Jagan is going to put yeah please
Yeah,
join,
shared.
please join so that all of you will put up this template in the morning tomorrow, and it may help us either to discover or to rediscover. Friends, let me conclude this with a question. I know we have not found an answer. Some questions deserve some more time. Ikigai is one of it. It's unfair to expect to get an answer about Ikigai in just one session. But today, the session was to increase curiosity, was to kindle our spirits with respect to Ikigai, to introduce or reintroduce the concept of Ikigai, which I hope I have been able to do with some extent. And we are always welcome to continue these conversations forward. We'll also have a follow-up session, maybe 1 or 2 weeks down the line. What, Jagan? We could have a follow-up
Yeah,
session,
Akash.
and there no presentation. Everybody just come with their Ikigai sheets. What do you say?
Yes.
Beautiful. So
Suresh has got a message.
I'm now looking inside me what Ikigai really is there in me. Yes, yes, yes. Please remember, Suresh ji, that people spend a lifetime in discovering their Ikigai. So if you have to spend a few weeks, don't at all bother. It is absolutely worth the effort. It is absolutely worth the effort. Jagan, over to you.
Thanks, Akash. So friends, we have dropped in our link to our WhatsApp group. It's a one-way communication, so we'll be only posting our programs, what is scheduled. We meet on all Tuesday evenings between 9 to 10 p.m. So you are requested to join the group for our communication, and uh, we have all of our online programs free. Uh, so Sam is an online community as of now, and we also do in-person workshops and experiential events and coaching programs. So those are all the category of the paid programs. And this is the link which we would request you to join. We already dropped it into the chat box. So please click on that. You will be taken to a WhatsApp group. And thanks, Mritu, Mr. Kumareshan, Tarni, Mr. Vasant, RP, Venkatesh, Redmi, Aishwarya, iPhone. So curious, no? So thanks a lot. Thanks for being here. So next week's session will be continuation of my session, what I had last week. We had looked into the group imago, the roles in the family. So the next session on forthcoming Tuesday will be on the emotions in your family, what is accepted and what is not accepted. That will be the focus area. So in which we'll be discovering the kind of emotions which runs in our family. Some families are always happy, some families are always arguing, some families are always sad. So why does this happen and how we can change this emotional setup in our family? That will be the focus of next week's session. So please be there with your pen and paper. So as usual, some writing work from my end will also be there. So thank you, friends. Akash, anything?
No, not at all.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful,
Thanks, Mr. Suresh.
night, evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, and yeah, see you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akash ji, and thank you, Jagan sir.